Abbott World Marathon Majors candidacy status. Should the Cape Town Marathon get the nod, it'd be the first marathon in Africa to feature alongside the blue chip gold standard marathons of Tokyo, Boston, London, New York, Berlin, to name a few. For more, I'm joined by Olympian and South Africa's leading marathon runner, Gerda Steyn. Gerda, welcome to the Full View. Now, what does Cape Town need to do? What hurdles do they have to jump over to get the status that we all want them to get?
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be on your show tonight. Of course, it's very, very exciting news that our beloved Cape Town Marathon is now officially a candidate for the Abbott's World Marathon Majors. It's a group of marathons, very small elite group of marathons with such a prestigious name around the globe. And now Cape Town Marathon is officially in the run to become one of these marathons. I think it is good news for everyone who loves sport, who loves running in our country. But not only just for us runners, it is a big, big announcement and excitement for the entire country, because that would mean that so much excitement and tourism is expected to come to our country to become one of these majorly prestigious races. The Cape Town Marathon will have to apply to a set amount of rules, certain benchmarks that they will have to meet. But in my opinion, from my experience running the Cape Town Marathon last year, they are looking really, really good to obtain these goals.
Right, well, the best marathons in the world all share a few commonalities at sea level, flat, fast. Cape Town, does it tick the boxes? Have they manipulated a route in such a way that it can compete with a Rotterdam or a New York marathon, but still retain that picturesque quality Cape Town is known for?
I do believe that the Cape Town Marathon route has got potential for it. It is not an exceptionally hilly route as it is anyway. So I think with a few tweaks here and there, they can manage to make it a little bit flatter even. And of course, one of the main goals also will be to accommodate the wheelchair athletes. And for that, it also needs to be a little bit more accessible. Bridges should be avoided, tricky turns. There are some rules like that. But again, I do think that Cape Town is laid out in a way that does make it possible for a race like that to be set out, and also still to maintain the picturesque beauty of the city and also the history and the sort of the background of our beautiful buildings that is in the center of the city.
And as an elite runner, your schedule's inundated. What does Cape Town do to attract the top field consistently and make it? This will obviously guarantee the top field comes to Cape Town. That's in no question.
Totally, yes. As being a professional athlete myself, I can't imagine my career completing a career without adding the Cape Town Marathon to my schedule somewhere along the line. And having had the opportunity last year to run the race and experience it, I do understand the hype about it and why everyone would recommend the Cape Town Marathon. I do feel like after last year's race, I still have some unfinished business there. So to return to the Cape Town Marathon would be an honor, and also to then spread the word amongst other professional athletes to come and run our beautiful marathon, our experience, our city, our country. It's such a pleasure to be a part of the Cape Town Marathon. It was last year. So to see it grow and to expect an even stronger field in the future, I can't see it. I just think that it's got such a bright future ahead, and I really wish them all the best of luck, especially now with the new partnership of Adidas. And both these organizations have got the same goal, and that is to grow running in South Africa. And it's just so great to see these two companies collide and make things really happen for us.
Right, well, the Cape Town Marathon happening on the 16th of October. Does that suit your schedule? A past winner of the Comrades and the Two Oceans, no stranger to Cape Town then. But the Cape Town Marathon, does it fit in with your training schedule?
It is something that I still have to look at. I'm hoping that it will fit in. This year is still a little bit uncertain with the World Championship games also taking place this year. So I'm hoping that it will fit in, but if not this year, then certainly next year.
Gerda, you did very well at the Olympics, putting all your efforts into the 42.2 kilometer marathon mark. Tell us, how does that differ from the Gerda Steyn that we know as an athlete who's run from Pietermaritzburg to Durban all those times?
So my career as an athlete really started completely different to the sort of usual athlete where you see athletes growing from their younger years on the track, perhaps competing from school level to university. For me personally, my career took a little bit of a different route. I started off later in my life, at a later age, and immediately started with the ultra marathons, and that is really where my love for running started. I fell in love with the sport. Comrades Marathon, the first year I ran the Comrades Marathon in 2015, it was a life-changing event for me. And since then, my career has taken a few different paths, especially in the last 2 years where a lot of races got cancelled. It was harder to find races. Local races were far and few. So it then just sort of automatically my attention was more focused on the marathon, and I really fell in love with the marathon distance as well. And I feel like there is still some room for improvement there. I'm seeing and experiencing how world abroad marathons go about their business is also some experience that I feel I can bring home. And yes, so something like the Tokyo Olympics, it was on a total different level for me. It was such an experience, and something that an experience that I will never forget, especially also representing South Africa for the first time was really special. So I'm hoping that I do that experience in the future.
Gerda Steyn, thanks very much for joining us. So we can continue to monitor your wonderful career, and also big time for the Cape Town Marathon. That was Gerda Steyn, one of our best marathon runners in the country. We're going to take a quick break, but do stay with The Full View.